Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about question 16 on the June 2025 Regents exam. So let's get started. As always, underline or highlight any unknown words, word meanings, context clues, relationships between things, and circle any task verbs when it comes to answering the question. So it says base your answers to questions 16 through 20 on the information below and on your knowledge of Earth and space sciences. When you see this, it means questions 16 through 20, they're a cluster, meaning you may have to go back and forth between the diagrams, the text, all the information they're giving you, and combine the information to answer some questions. So some questions may also require the reference table. So we're going to look at that as well. Stars and the Big Bang. Our sun is 4.6 billion year old is a 4.6 billion year old yellow dwarf star. It was formed either from matter produced during the Big Bang or from matter released when large stars reached supernova and exploded. This matter, in the form of hydrogen, contracted into a denser glass oh my gosh denser gas cloud due to gravity. The temperature at this cloud's core increased, allowing for the fusion of two hydrogen nuclei into one helium nucleus. The mass of this helium nucleus is slightly less than the mass of the hydrogen nuclei. This difference in mass is a source of the star's energy. The model below shows some information about the life cycles of different stars. So I'm highlighting what makes sense to me about the important aspects of this paragraph, but your highlights can be different. But if I look back on my highlights, it's saying that the sun is around 4.6 billion years old. It's a yellow dwarf star. It formed when matter was produced during the Big Bang, or formed from the matter produced during the Big Bang, and from matter released when large stars reached supernova and exploded. So matter from the Big Bang when the universe began, and even exploding stars. That's how the sun formed, or using that matter. So this matter has hydrogen contracted into a denser glass. Oh my gosh, gas cloud. Okay, so the hydrogen contracted or came together into a dense gas cloud, and the fusion of two hydrogen nuclei into one helium nucleus. The temperature. Okay, so we have hydrogen. It contracted into a dense glass gas cloud, and then they fused together. Two hydrogen nuclei fused together into one helium nucleus, and the mass of this helium nucleus is less than the mass of the hydrogen nuclei. So even though two hydrogens combine together to produce helium, the helium is actually actually less mass, and this difference in mass is a source of any star's energy. Cool. Now we're going to move on. We have this model, and it's showing high mass stars, medium mass stars, and low mass stars. It's a model of life cycle of different stars. So massive blue stars are considered high mass stars. They take millions of years in their life cycle. It looks like we have that gas and dust cloud. We turn into a massive blue star. It expands and cools to form a red supergiant. The star explodes, and then we have a black hole or a neutron star. For medium mass stars like our sun, we have a gas and dust cloud. This is our sun today, but eventually it will expand and cool to become a red giant. It will shed its outer layers to become a planetary nebula, and then eventually a white dwarf. Low mass stars such as red dwarfs also start from a gas and dust cloud, and then we have this red dwarf, and then that will stay a red dwarf. But notice that high mass stars only last millions of years, while medium mass stars life cycles are billions of years, and low mass stars are trillion of years along their life cycle. So the life cycle probably has something to do with the mass. 16. Identify the factor that determines the lifespan of the sun and other stars. So already we saw that it's probably the mass. We're seeing the relationship between the mass of the star and the amount of time it takes within their life cycle. But you can also look at your reference table, Life Cycle of Stars model, page 5, and you see that sun-like stars have a different life cycle, low mass stars have a different life cycle, hundreds of billions of years, and massive stars also takes millions of years to go through their life cycle. Oh, and by the way, sun-like stars take billions of years. So we see a difference in the amount of years that they spend in their life cycle, and the only difference is their mass. So the answer for 16 is mass. That's it. In the next video, we're going to talk about question 17. Thank you.